So how many other fun facts? Go ahead, my friend. Go ahead.
Okay. I don't know if you wanted to ever get to that stool thing, but
yes, right now, let's get to it. It's the first page
yes.
of chapter 1. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
First page of chapter 1. I talk about, in order for King George III to ascend to the throne, his grandfather, who was King George II, had first to die. And I sketch the scene of his death early in the morning in 1761.
And then this one you covered this separately. Of course, it's in the book about, I think this is kind of funny, 2 famous founding fathers slept in the same bed once.
Whoa. This is a family show.
Family.
It's a family show, and we're going to edit that out in post. No, this is like whenever, you know me, right? I'm doing the research on the book, and I stumble on something, and I go, wait a minute. First of all, I've never heard this. Number 2, this is hilarious. Is it true? And I do the research, and I tell you, if John Adams, God bless him, hadn't written, he wrote about this. I don't know if it was in his journal or in a letter to Abigail, I forget, but he writes about this night that he spends in the same bed with Benjamin Franklin. This was in early September of 1776. You want me to give the background, or do you want to give the background?
Well,
I don't know.
No, why don't you give the background? But I think how it works out with her, I don't want to sleep by the window. I don't want the window open. I don't want it closed. And then after they decide which way, whether the window should be open or closed, Ben Franklin, because he's a scientist, he starts to talk about why we need it closed or why.
He had written extensively on the issue. I mean, so the background is just that Benjamin Franklin and John Adams are in Philadelphia in Congress. Okay, so the Battle of Long Island, the Americans are routed basically, and they capture 3 generals. The British capture 3 generals. They send one of them. They convince him to go to Philadelphia, to go to Congress, to make the case like, hey, we should, try to make peace. Let's no longer fight. And this disgusts John Adams. He is disgusted that this general would be like a tool of the British. So he's totally disgusted. And none of them wants peace at this point. They've declared independence because it's September 1776. But they decide, okay, Benjamin Franklin and John Adams, we will go to meet them, to meet the British. So they go all the way from Philadelphia to Staten Island. The house is still there. I'm going to visit the house. I haven't done it yet. But the Billop House, Staten Island, to meet with Admiral Howe, the brother of General Howe. And on the way, I guess it's their last night before they take the ferry or boat over to Staten Island. They go to an inn, and there's only one room, and it's a small room. It has a small window, no fireplace, and they have to go into a bed. These beds were not big. So the thought of the 41-year-old John Adams and the 70-year-old Benjamin Franklin bedding down together. Are we making this up? We're not making this up. This actually happened. And then they get into this, it starts like an argument. Close the window. No, let's leave the window open. It's healthy. And Benjamin Franklin says to Adams, have you read my theory of coal? It's like he wrote a big thing about it. And John Adams had read it. And so they get into this conversation with Franklin pontificating into the air. And next thing you know, they both fall asleep. I mean, this actually happened. It's beautiful to me. It's beautiful. I just love this idea.
Yeah, by the way, you were talking about visiting all these places. And I know you're taking trips and tours and stuff like that, which is so exciting and wonderful. At some point, folks out there, and you as well, Eric, this is my last couple weeks here in Tarrytown. And Tarrytown, of course, is right next to Sleepy Hollow. And in the Sleepy Hollow Cemetery, there is up on the hill, at the top of the hill, basically from Washington Irving's family plot, there is a monument to the Revolutionary War soldiers who fought and died in the Revolution. And that's here in the Sleepy Hollow Cemetery. So folks that want to come to this area and check out a wonderful and historic place with landmarks for that, Civil War heroes and billionaires are buried there. It's an incredible cemetery, and all the cemeteries I've been in and alive. This one's my favorite. The Sleepy
Of all
Hollow
the
Cemetery.
cemeteries in all the world, you had to stumble into this one.
This one, yeah.
So I doubt that there are billionaires buried there, Albin.
No,
Billionaires just started existing.
Well, okay, but the Rockefellers, Andrew Carnegie,
multi-millionaires.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
Sorry.
Rich people,
and no,
rich
no
persons.
trillionaires. I know that fact. Not
Correct.
yet.
Correct. Okay, so we only have a few minutes left. So how many other fun facts? Go ahead, my friend. Go ahead.
Okay, I don't know if you wanted to ever get to that stool thing, but
Yes, right now, let's get to it.
Let's do
It's the
it.
first page
yes,
of chapter 1. Ladies and gentlemen,
yes,
first page of chapter 1, I talk about in order for King George III to ascend to the throne, his grandfather, who was King George II, had first to die. And I sketch the scene of his death early in the morning in 1761.
yes. Well, I want you to take it. I thought you said you would never work blue, but you begin this great, powerful book with.
But I phrase it so obliquely that kids wouldn't even understand it if they read it. They'd say, "Mommy, I don't understand."
Well, they have to read the footnote. The footnote.
I guess
goes
so.
into it.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Well, the bottom line is that do I have I don't know if you even have a copy of the book to read it, but the bottom line is that
Here's my copy with all the notes I've been marking.
oh my gosh, look at you.
I really take my time. That's why
You want to read it?
While.
Why don't you read it? Read chapter 1.
Yeah,
I mean, read the first paragraph.
First page, and I just want to read. Is it in the footnote that you mentioned it though?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let me.
Well, no, but you can
it's
read
in the footnote. After the 14th century invention of the closed stool, it was called.
No, you got to read. You got to read the first paragraph first.
Okay.
And then read the footnote.
Okay.
I think.
It was October 25th, 1760, when the old king, George II, now hard of hearing and blind in one eye, awoke at 6 a.m., drank a cup of chocolate, and then rose from the royal bed to proceed to the so-called closed stool, where, having allowed the chocolate to have its effect, he would engage in the
quotidian process of elimination.
I have to read this with a dictionary too sometimes. The loud crash of his fall summoned his valet, and the monarch was put back into bed soon after which he expired, at which precise moment in history lurched forward into a new era, when even before he knew of it himself, the young grandson of the newly deceased George II became the King of England, taking the name George III. He would remain on the throne for the next 60 years, obviously through the revolution. But the closed
throne there might be a double entendre, but I don't think it is. Okay, so the footnote is, it says that King George II, he drinks his cup of chocolate and he goes into the closed stool. And I looked that up and I thought, what is that? In other words, he's obviously, going to relieve himself seated on this, stool, closed. It's called the closed stool because it was a seat, and a seat is back then they used a stool was a seat, and closed stool, I guess it was, so you wouldn't be able to see. So it was kind of like in a closet, a closed stool. But you want to read the footnote?
Yeah. Oh, sure. So the footnote explains it then. Closed stool, which was a seat, sometimes embroidered with cushions with a covered lid beneath which was placed a chamber pot. Makes sense. The word stool, which then and still now refers to a chair or seat, eventually came to refer to that which proceeded from their use. The inventive and entrepreneurial efforts of Sir Thomas Crapper, I knew of this one, and that's 1836 to 1910, regarding flush toilets in the late 19th century, similarly caused the man's name to become synonymously associated with toilets themselves, and then in an abbreviated form, they were used as the end products that were associated with the crapper.
That's so disgusting. I can't believe you would come on my program
and read your words
and befoul the air,
befoul
with the stench of your tomfoolery. I'm really just I'm stunned, Albin. I'm stunned. You know what? I believed in you. I let you come on here and you would do that to me. I can't, I don't know. My producer, Chris, he let it happen too. We're all to blame. I want to be real clear. We're all to blame.
We share the
Alvin,
blame.
seriously, I didn't intend to start the book on that kooky note, but it just, I don't know. It just kind of happened. And
I know the chapter is kind of like how it all began, how the revolution began with this. This is how it began.
Yes. Yeah.
The other thing I want to get to real quick is that the submarine was the. Oh, isn't that great?
Go quick, because we're going to run out of time.
It was first used in the Revolutionary War, and it was like two half turtle shells put together vertically. Okay, the guy was inside, like pedaling her with his arms, guiding it across, and he was going to put dynamite on one of the British frigates or something like that, one of the flagships, and he couldn't drill into the hull of the ship, and so he had to go back. And eventually, the ship that was hauling it back in the Americas sunk. But by the way, in your neck of woods in Connecticut, they have a reproduction of that very submarine that was used.
Do we know where in Connecticut? Probably way up Essex, like in New London or something.
Yeah, Essex, Connecticut. You probably know where Essex is.
Okay.
Essex, Connecticut, the Connecticut River Museum. If people want to look it up, and there's a picture of it. It's very cool.
I've got to get there. Chris, how much time do we have in this segment? What's the total?
2 more minutes.
No. You said
33.
Oh, all right. Well, Alvin, we've got 2 more minutes then. The submarine. This is what I'm saying, and this is why I wanted to have you on for this, because there's so many crazy, weird facts. The fact that this guy, David Bushnell, who was pretty old at the time. I mean, he was like 31 when he went to Yale at age 31. Nathan Hale went to Yale as a 14-year-old. You know, you'd go to college at age 14 or 15 or 16. This guy goes back because he wants to learn more about how to create a submarine. Submarines had never been created ever. And he gets this idea and he goes to work. Now, try to imagine the claustrophobic lunacy of creating a wooden thing that you work a crank. Yeah. The whole thing is just insane. Yeah. You're working a crank to get to submerge it so that the air goes out and it submerges, and there's just enough air. You can breathe the air, but once you run out of air, you got to come back up. And the whole thing is nuts. And so he goes out into New York Harbor with this thing. Yeah. And he's trying to get close to the flagship of the British fleet because the idea, as you mentioned, he wants to drill there's like an auger, a drill that you drill into the wooden hull of the ship, and you affix there's a chain connected to a huge cask filled with gunpowder. Kaboom! Yeah, the whole thing is nuts, and he completely fails. Yeah, and fortunately, we're out of time, so we don't need to dwell on his failure.
Yes. Okay.
But it's one of these unbelievable. There's so much stuff like this in the book, and that anytime I found something weird like this, I was like, I gotta write about this. I mean, there's much more to it, but it is amazing. And then, of course, he doesn't make it. Then the sun starts to rise, and he realizes they're gonna catch me. I got to get out of here. So he gets the heck out of there. How fast can you pedal in this thing? It's just insane. It's insane. And then he lets the bomb go to float away. And then the British are kind of looking, hey, what's this? Kaboom. Anyway, I'm just so glad, Albin, that we could start. We've only started. This is the first installment of Fun Facts Friday. Yeah. My friend Albin, God bless you. Thank you for coming on. God bless America.
God bless America.